Hello everyone, welcome back to Sulekha Physics classes. It is the most easiest way to learn all the concept of physics through this class. Today I am going to solve some numericals based on the topics which we already discussed in the previous classes. Okay, I have written all the formulas at one side so that it becomes helpful when we solve numericals, right? Okay, first formula is for magnetic flux, that is given by phi equal to BA cos theta, where B is the magnetic field and A is area vector, and this theta is angle between this magnetic field and area vector, right? It is maximum when theta is 0, okay, and minimum when theta is 90 degree. Then from Faraday's law, induced EMF, and its formula is E equal to minus d phi by dt, and if there are n number of turns in the coil, in that case E equal to minus n d phi by dt. After that we studied motional EMF. Motional EMF when conductor is moving inside a constant magnetic field. In that case, induced EMF is developed across the ends of the conductor, and that EMF is called motional EMF, and its value is given by E equal to BVL, where B is the magnetic field, V is the velocity of the conductor, and L is the length of the conductor, and the direction of this induced EMF is given by Fleming's right hand rule. Okay. Now after that, self-inductance and mutual inductance. In self-inductance, phi equal to Li, flux is directly proportional to the current, and this L is called self-inductance, and in terms of E equal to minus L di by dt. Okay, then the same way mutual inductance E equal to minus M di by dt, right? So I will use all these formulas when I am solving the numericals, right? So first I am going to take one example from NCERT book, example number 6.3, page number 209. Okay, example 6.3. Okay, so in this question, okay, a circular coil of radius 10 centimeter, 500 turns and resistance 2 ohm is placed with its plane perpendicular to the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. It is rotated about its vertical diameter through 180 degree in 0.25 second. The coil is rotated through 180 degree angle. Estimate the magnitudes of the EMF and current induced in the coil. You have to find induced EMF and current in the coil, and also it is given horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field at that place is 3 into 10 to the power minus 5 Tesla. Okay, so what are different things given in the question? First is radius of the coil. Radius is given 10 centimeter, it means 0.1 meter. Okay, then number of turns is given, n equal to 500 turns. You have to write all given things first, then it becomes easy to solve the numericals. Okay, and radius of the coil is also given 2 ohm. Okay, and then it is placed with its plane perpendicular to the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. This is the plane of the coil, and magnetic field is placed perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. This is direction of magnetic field and this is plane. It means area vector and magnetic field are in the same direction. So initially theta is 0 degree. And again it is given after some time it is rotated through 180 degree in 0.25 second. It means final rotation angle is 180 degree. In how much time? Time difference is 0.25 second. Okay, and it is also given horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field is 3 into B is given 3 into 10 to the power minus 5 Tesla. All these things are given. You have to calculate magnitude of induced EMF and induced current, right? So everything is given. Just we use this formula for induced EMF according to Faraday's law, E equal to minus d phi by dt. For that one, first you have to calculate change in magnetic flux, because when the coil is rotated, it means its angle is changing due to rotation of the coil, and due to change in angle also magnetic flux changes, and that magnetic flux is given by, suppose initial magnetic flux is what? BA cos theta. Initially angle is 0. So BA cos 0, and cos 0 is what? 1. So it becomes simply BA. And final flux becomes, it is rotated through 180 degree. It means BA cos 180 degree, right? So it becomes cos 180 is what? Minus. So it becomes minus BA. So what is the total change in magnetic flux? Delta phi, final flux minus initial flux. So final minus initial, right? Final is minus BA, initial is BA. So it becomes minus 2BA. 2BA means what? Minus 2. B is what? 3 into 10 to the power minus 5. And area is how much? Pi r square. So pi into r is what? 0.1. So 0.1 square. It becomes 3 to 6 minus 6 into 10 to the power minus 5 into pi, and 0.1 square becomes how much? 0.01. This is change in magnetic flux in how much time? 0.25 second. So induced EMF is given by, number of turns is also given, 500 turns. So minus n delta phi by delta t. Okay, d phi you can also write d phi or delta t. Okay, so what is change in flux? Number of turns is 500 minus 500. Change in flux is minus 6 into 10 to the power minus 5 into pi, and this 0.01. And time is how much? It is given 0.25 second. So induced EMF becomes, after calculating this one, it becomes 3.8 into 10 to the power minus 3 volt. This is the value for induced EMF, right? And you have to also calculate what? Induced current. So here you have to solve. Induced current, I is what? Induced EMF by R, and R is 2, induced EMF is this one, 3.8 into 10 to the power minus 3 by R. R is 2. So it becomes 1.9 into 10 to the power minus 3 ohm, right? This is the value for induced current, okay? Minus 3 is there, okay? So in this way, you have to solve the questions. First you have to write everything what is given in the question, and then what you have to find, then use that formula and solve it, okay? Okay, after this I am going to take one example again from this one, page number 2.11, example number 6.9. Note down beta, please. Okay, next. Now question number 6.9, page number 221. Question is, two concentric circular coils, one of smaller radius R1 and the other of larger radius R2, such that R1 is less than R2, and both are placed coaxially with centers coinciding. There are two coils, one is inner coil and another one is outer coil, right? The radius of the inner coil is R1 and radius of the outer coil is R2. Both are placed coaxially It means their centers coincide. Both are at their center of both the coils is same, right? So obtain the mutual inductance of this arrangement. You already studied about mutual inductance in case of two long solenoid placed coaxially, right? Here in place of solenoid only there are two coils. One coil is placed inside the other coil, right? Now let us suppose that outer coil radius is R2. So I2 be the current flowing through this outer coil, and due to this flow of current, you know that when a current is flowing through a coil, what is the value for magnetic field at the center of the coil? Due to this current I2 is the current flowing through the outer coil, right? So magnetic field at the center of this coil becomes what? What is the formula for magnetic field at the center of the circular coil? Yes, mu naught I by 2R. So mu naught outer this coil current is I2 and radius is what? Mu naught I by 2, radius of the outer coil is R2. This is the magnetic field due to current flowing through this outer coil. Now another coil whose radius R1 is kept at the same center inside this coil. So whatever is the magnetic field of the outer coil at the center is same as that of the inner coil. So if this current is changing, then what happened? Magnetic flux also changes inside this coil, and due to that change in magnetic flux, EMF is induced, right, in this inner coil. So what is the value for the magnetic flux inside this inner solenoid? Flux is what? BA cos theta. B is what? Theta is here 0. Okay. So B is what? Same. At the center, magnetic field is B2 and area of the inner coil, that is A1, right? So B2 is mu naught I2 by 2R2 and area of this inner is what? Pi R1 square. Okay. Now, due to again, greater the amount of current flowing through this coil, greater is the magnetic flux linked at this inner coil, because greater is the magnetic field at the center and greater the magnetic field lines, greater is the flux linked with that coil. So this phi 1 is proportional to what? This B2. So we get, in case of this mutual inductance, what? Phi is Li simple in case of simple inductance, and also phi equal to M I. I is the current suppose in the outer coil and magnetic flux at the center of this inner coil. Phi 1 equal to M I 2. This M is called mutual inductance. So we can write here also this phi 1 equal to M I2. Okay, greater the amount of current flowing through this outer coil, greater is the magnetic flux linked with this inner coil. And phi 1 you know. So from here we find M equal to phi 1 by I2. What is phi 1? This one. Mu naught I2 pi R1 square by twice R2, and this divided by this I2. Okay, I2. This I2 cancel. This becomes mu naught pi R1 square by twice R2. This is the value for mutual inductance of this arrangement. Okay, in this way you have to calculate this one and solve like this one. Okay, I think it's clear to you. Please note down. Okay, after this I am going to solve some numericals which is given at the back of this chapter. First I will take 6.1 already discussed in the previous classes, I think lecture number 3, when we discussed Lenz law and conservation of energy. You go through that video. Now next I am going to solve question number 6.3, right? Now, page number 230, question number 6.3. Question is, a long solenoid with 15 turns per centimeter has a small loop of area 20 centimeter placed inside normal to the axis of the solenoid. Okay, if the current carried by the solenoid changes from 2 ampere to 4 ampere in 0.1 second, what is the induced voltage? You have to find the induced voltage while current is changing. So you have to write everything what is given in the question. First one is number of turns per centimeter. It means small n is given. This is 15 turns per centimeter. Has a small loop of area. Area is given, that is 20 centimeter square. You have to convert this into meter, then it becomes 20 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter square, right? Okay, not 20, 2.0, sorry, 2.0 centimeter. And when changes into, so 1 centimeter square, 10 to the minus 4 meter square, it's okay. Now, it is placed inside the axis of the solenoid normal. It means angle is 0. If the current carried by the solenoid changes from 2 ampere to 4 ampere in 0.1 second, current changes. It means delta I is given. Current changes from 2 to 4 ampere. So 4 ampere minus 2 ampere, this becomes 2 ampere. Change in current is given, and also in time point delta t is given 0.1 second. Okay. Now you have to find induced voltage in the loop. So from Faraday's law, what is the formula for induced voltage? E equal to minus, you have to find E. So E equal to minus d phi by dt or delta phi by dt. Just take magnitude of this one. You have to find just magnitude. E equal to d phi by dt, right? And this phi is what? BA. Okay, and you know magnetic field at the axis of the solenoid is what? Mu naught n I. Okay, so this becomes d by dt. What is the value for B? Mu naught n I into A, right? Okay, you just take all constants outsides, mu naught n A, and I is variable. Current is changing from 2 ampere to 4 ampere. So simply write di by dt, right? You know, you put the value of mu naught 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7, and is what? Number of turns per centimeter. This is number of turns per centimeter. You have to change it into number of turns per meter. So it becomes what? When you want to change this number of turns per centimeter into number of turns per meter, you just multiply by this. In 1 meter 100 centimeter is there, so you just multiply 100, it becomes 1500 turns per meter. Okay, so you just put number of turns is 1500 into area is what? Area is given 2 into 10 to the power minus 4, and change of current. What is the value for change of current? You write delta I or simply write di. Okay, same thing here, delta t or change in time dt, anything you write. So change in current is 2 ampere, and this change in time is divided by 0.1 second. After calculating this one, you get the value for EMF. Induced EMF is 7.5 into 10 to the power 6 volt, right? This is the value for induced EMF. Okay, not this plus 5, minus 6. Okay, 7.5 into 10 to the power minus 6 volt. In this way, you solve this question. Okay, next one, I will take question number 6.7. Right? Note down. Okay, question number 6.7. Point 7. In this question, it is given that a horizontal wire length 10 meter long extending from east to west, right? The length of the wire is 10 meter and it is extending from east to west direction. This is east, west, north and south. The wire is extending from east to west and it is falling with a speed of 5 meter per second at right angles to the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. It is falling with a speed of, its speed is given, that is V equal to 5 meter per second right angle with the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. It means field is in this direction, right? And it is falling with this direction, V is in this direction. Okay. So this wire is moving in this magnetic field with some velocity 5 meter per second and both are at right angle. The motion and magnetic field is right angle to each other, right? So write down everything what is given. Length is 10 meter. Velocity is what? 5 meter per second. And this value of horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field is 0.30 into 10 to the power minus 4 Weber per meter square, right? Now first, there are three parts in this question. First part is, what is the instantaneous value of induced EMF in the wire? Due to the motion of this wire, you know that motional EMF is induced across the ends of the wire. It is given by E equal to BVL. So you have to calculate E equal to VVL. B is the value of magnetic field, horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. V is velocity and L is length of the wire. Write down all the values. BH is 0.30 into 10 to the power minus 4. Velocity is how much? 5 meter per and length is 10, right? So you calculate this one and after calculating you get the value of this EMF is 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 volt. This is the value of instantaneous value of induced EMF in the wire. Now second part. Second part is, what is the direction of this induced EMF? So to give the direction of induced EMF, you have to use Fleming's right hand rule. And what is that rule? You have to use Fleming's right hand rule. And according to this rule, you know this, you stretch your all first for thumb, forefinger and middle finger. This forefinger is in the direction of magnetic field and thumb is in the direction of motion. Motion is this one. Then this middle finger gives direction of induced EMF. All three are mutually perpendicular. Forefinger, middle finger and thumb. Okay. This forefinger is in the direction of magnetic field. Thumb is in the direction of motion of the wire. Then this middle finger gives direction of induced EMF. So direction of induced EMF is which direction? Yes, thumb, this side magnetic field, this side this one. Okay, so direction of induced EMF is from west. This middle finger is pointing from west to east, right? So according to right hand thumb rule, the direction of induced EMF, direction of induced EMF E is from west to east side. Okay, east. Now there is another part. Which end of the wire is at higher electrical potential? the direction in which the direction of induced EMF is there. This is motion, this is magnetic field, and this is the direction of induced EMF. And the finger is pointing from west to east direction. So western part you take positive potential and eastern part have to take negative lower potential. So question is, which end is at the higher electrical potential? So western end, right? Western end, because the direction of induced EMF from west to east, so western end is positive and eastern end is at lower potential, negative potential, right? In this way you solve this question. I think you have understood. Note down. Okay. Next I am going to solve question number 6.8. First you note down this question fast. Okay, hope you have written. Now I am going to rub it. Okay, question number 6.8. In this question it is given that current in a circuit falls from 5 ampere to 0 ampere in 0.1 second. Okay, current falls. Initial current is 5 ampere and final current is 0 ampere. It means change in current is how much? Change in current is given. Initial is 5, final is 0. It means 0 minus 5. This is minus 5 amperes change in current, right? In how much time? Time is also given 0.1 second, right? If an average EMF of 200 volt induced EMF is 200 volt, right? Give an estimate of the self-inductance of the circuit. So whenever there is a change in current, magnetic flux is changed, linked with that coil changes and EMF is induced. And induced EMF is given by what? From Faraday's law, E equal to minus L di by dt, right? Minus L di by dt. Now you have to find inductance of this circuit. It means L. So L is what? L equal to minus E di by dt, right? And what is E? E is given 200 divided by change of current. So di is what? Minus 5 and change in current is how much? 0.1 second. You solve this one. Minus cancelled. This 5 4s are 20. Okay. 40 and this 40 into 0.1, it means 4 Henry, right? So this is inductance. This is the value for self-inductance of the coil, right? Okay. After this, next question is 6.9. Note down. Okay. 6.9. It's very simple question, just based on the formulas which you had studied. Okay. Question number 6.9. A pair of adjacent coils has a mutual inductance of 1.5 Henry. Question number 6.9. Mutual inductance is given. It is given as M equal to 1.5 Henry, right? If the current in one coil changes from 0 to 20 ampere in 5 seconds, again current changes from 0 to 20 ampere. So change in current is how much? Di is 20 minus 0, that is 20 ampere, right? And in which time? 0.5 second. Okay. What is the change of flux linked with the other coil? So you know, induced EMF in case of two coil, mutual inductance is there. E is equal to, according to Faraday's law, minus d phi by dt, and this is equal to minus M di by dt, right? From here minus minus cancel. You have to find this change in magnetic flux. Then d phi becomes what? This dt dt also cancel, m d I, right? And you know the value of m is given 1.5 Henry into change in current is also given 20 ampere. So after multiplying these two, this 30, this unit for this magnetic flux is what? Weber, right? This is the value for change in magnetic flux. In this way you solve this question. So it's very too easy. Numericals, you must know what is given in the question, what you have to find, and what is the formula which is used, right? In this way you can easily solve all the numericals which is given, right? So with this I am going to end this class. Hope you have understood all these things. Now wait for the next video, students. Up to then, bye bye, take care, thank you.